самолет опять. Ебать, видели?
เหตุโจมตีทางอากาศเสียงปืนที่ดังขึ้นต่อเนื่องสภาพที่เกิดขึ้นดูไม่ต่างจากสงครามขณะที่รัสเซียเรียกว่าปฏิบัติการพิเศษทางทหารซึ่งไม่ได้ต้องการยึดครองยูเครนเอกอัครราชทูตรัสเซียประจำประเทศไทยบอกกับไทย PBS ว่าการขยายบทบาทของนาโต้ไปทางฝั่งตะวันออกมากขึ้นเรื่อยๆนับตั้งแต่ยุคสิ้นสุดอดีตสหภาพโซเวียตคือปมของปัญหา
There were 5 waves of enlargement of NATO despite the ending of the Cold War. So what is the reason? This is a key question for us and maybe for many smart experts. What was and what is the reason of such kind of policy to approach NATO infrastructure much more closer to the Russian boundaries? Maybe the simple answer could be like this: containment of Russia to create troubles for the development of the Russian Federation. Maybe some politicians, and they expressed many times openly their approach, maybe they want that Russia would not exist anymore. That would be the best results for them. But it's impossible. Russia always has very peaceful foreign policy. And we were, are, and will be ready to have diplomatic contacts with anyone. We feel a lot of threats from NATO to the Russian Federation because infrastructure, military infrastructure is now close to our borders. Many troops deployed in many European countries. If you talk about Germany, for example, more than 100,000 American troops staying permanently in Germany.
ฝรั่งเศสหนึ่งในประเทศที่ร่วมก่อตั้งนาโต้ยืนยันว่าความเป็นชาติสมาชิกของยูเครนในนาโต้ไม่ใช่เรื่องที่จะหารือกันในช่วงเวลานี้และคำอ้างถึงประวัติศาสตร์ของรัสเซียไร้เหตุผล
Clearly, this is not the question at stake now. I mean, it's not on the agenda. As far as France is concerned, clearly this is a global crisis. The war is in Europe. And you know, let me tell you something. I want to clearly state that the use by Russia of the term peacekeeping is a perversion. So we have to focus on what's happening now. And Russia has been trying to use all arguments, including this so-called adhesion of Ukraine to NATO, to explain the invasion. So once again, this is not the question at stake at the moment.
ยูเครนในฐานะสมาชิกของอดีตสหภาพโซเวียตปัจจุบันยังไม่ได้เป็นสมาชิกของสหภาพยุโรปและนาโต้เหตุโจมตียูเครนเท่ากับว่าสงครามกำลังเกิดขึ้นในยุโรปซึ่งคนยุโรปโดยเฉพาะคนเยอรมันยังจำได้ถึงบาดแผลที่เกิดขึ้นในช่วงสงครามโลกครั้งที่ 2
This is enormous. I start with there are so many personal connections between Germans and Ukrainians and Germans and Russians. We are not a direct neighbor, but we're very close. It's only 2 hours from Berlin by flight to Ukraine. So we must remember that while we speak here, people are being attacked. There's a massive attack by 150,000 Russian soldiers on Ukraine. Women and children are sitting in the shelters, and many old Germans remember the war themselves. So all these memories come up for themselves. It's very emotional. Number two, many young Germans have never experienced a war. We thought we would have peace in Europe, and it shatters a lot of the things that we believed in for a long time. So it's a huge Caesar. It's a huge change for Germany.
And Ukraine probably feel isolated
as a country in Europe at the moment. Do you think Western countries of Europe can help or show more united support for Ukraine at this very juncture?
Yes, and we have been doing that. Ukraine is not a member of a military alliance, so it was clear for the Russians that there would not be NATO troops in Ukraine. The whole thing was said like, oh, NATO is going to go there. We feel threatened. So we might as well go there military on our own. But Germany has been consistently supporting Ukraine. The EU has been consistently supporting Ukraine. And we will take a lot of steps to make sure that there's solidarity, from symbolic steps, which are important, to very concrete measures. On the first day, Germany decided to cancel Nord Stream 2. We decided now to also put in place a lot of economic sanctions, and Germany has tried for years and years and years to be part of a Russia story, to be part of a Russian success story. Russia is a very important partner for us economically, culturally, and from other points of view, an energy partner. So we are paying a lot of money, but this is nothing in comparison to the Ukrainians. They're paying with their lives.
สมาชิก 27 ประเทศของสหภาพยุโรปประกาศยกระดับการคว่ำบาตรต่อรัสเซียและย้ำว่าวิกฤตนี้ไม่ใช่ปัญหาของยุโรปเท่านั้นแต่เป็นเรื่องระดับโลก
Second point is that the European Union is not a military alliance. Third point is that the European Union already this week has taken significant sanctions against Russia after the decree to recognize these two areas, Donetsk and Luhansk, as independent republics by the Russian parliament. But right now, a far weightier package of sanctions is being discussed as we speak right now in Brussels. And these sanctions represent the unity of the European Union. 27 European countries are deciding on the details of a package which yesterday their leaders agreed in principle. 27 European sovereign states acting in unity. These measures will target the financial sector, they'll have impact on energy, on transport, on export controls. They're designed to show to Russia the very, very high economic cost of waging this war. And we hope, of course, that even at this very late stage, that Russia would pull back and unconditionally leave Ukraine. But that is the European Union response.
ที่กรุงเคียฟรัฐบาลขอให้ประชาชนใช้อาวุธต่อสู้กับกองกำลังของรัสเซียขณะที่ทำเนียบเครมลินของรัสเซียระบุว่าพร้อมที่จะคุยกับยูเครนโดยยืนยันเงื่อนไขที่รัสเซียต้องการคือยูเครนต้องไม่เป็นสมาชิกของนาโต้ณัฐฐา โกมลวาทินข่าวเจาะย่อโลกไทย PBS รายงาน